All right, guys, it's 5 a.m. and I am starting the first leg of this trip by picking up a one Padraig Moore in Oxford. So I'll be there in about 30 minutes and then back on the highway.
5 hours later.
Okay, so after a long 5-hour drive, we arrived in beautiful Perth-Andover New Brunswick for their gathering of the Scots. And of course, that were the competitors that you saw warming up for today's events. And we ran the traditional 7, which is 1 stone, 2 weights, 2 hammers, caber, and weight for height. So the first event was the 16-pound open stone, and of course they had a round stone, a perfect egg shape. It was actually a nice stone to throw, but I cannot get a handle on round stones. I have to tuck it under my chin, which shortens my already short push. But it was enough for 4th place. There were 5 of us in this master's class, the over 40 class, and it was a stacked class. So the best I could have done was 4th. The 3 top guys were true giants of the sport, and it was a big battle between 4th and 5th with RJ Forbes and I from Moncton, New Brunswick, and he's been throwing great. So the next event we went on to was the heavy hammer. This is a 22-pound hammer. The entire length of the implement is 50 inches. You have to wind it around your head and throw it for max distance. And you can see that, even after hundreds or thousands of reps, you can still get twisted up in the event. But if you have the implement under control and it does not touch the trig, you can restart. The only trouble with restarting is that you've already exerted yourself. And so a lot of times your initial throw would have been better. This was still a good toss, though, but RJ edged me out by a foot, I think, so I took 5th in that event. And then it was on to the light hammer. So this is a 16-pound hammer, same length of the implement. And I should mention that in every event, you have 3 attempts, and they take your best distance. And that wasn't a bad toss of around 95 feet, which got me 4th. And then we went on to the weights for distance, and this is where things fell apart for me. In each attempt, my left foot, or rather both feet, slammed into the trig, and I blocked myself off and lost feet in distance. Out of 3 attempts, I fouled twice, like this one right here. And judging the events today, along with being the athletic director and organizer, is the great Dirk Bishop, who I threw with for many years and is a past multiple Masters world champion. And a great guy and friend, truly one of the best.
Yeah. All right, not a bad day so far. Round stones, right? So I didn't do what I wanted to in the first round. Not too bad in the hammers. I shit the bed in the heavyweight. I just couldn't seem to. I was traveling way too far forward and heading over the trig and running out of space. So anyway, on to the lightweight now. Hopefully I can make up some better throws with the lightweight. So we'll see.
Unfortunately, the lightweight was not much better. This attempt here was my best. It was, I think, just under 53 feet, which isn't bad, but you'll see that my left foot, again, slams into the trig, and I blocked myself off big time and lost a lot of distance.
And that will, I think, be an improvement on his opener. All right.
This was my 3rd and final attempt in the lightweight for distance, and I was trying to catch up to RJ, who had just thrown 58 feet, so I was trying to shoot for a home run, and you know what happens when you go for home runs. So after the lightweight, we did something a little bit backwards. We went with the weight over bar first instead of caber, and this is a 42-pound weight that the masters throw, and you throw it with one hand up over the high bar. If you clear the height, they raise it by 1 foot. This is 12 feet. This is my opener.
So now
This is 13 feet now, and my best in this event is just over 15 feet. And 2 weekends ago in Antigonish, I was all over 14. I didn't clear it, but I was all over it, and so I wanted to clear it this weekend for sure. So here are my attempts at 14 feet, and let's see what happens.
Any updates? It looks like It looks like Drew Harvey's still in the lead. 10-50. Adamson's dogging it out all day. He's getting there. 14 feet, well within his capabilities. He's just got to put it together. Let's go, Adam! Oh!
And that third attempt was my best. You can see that I drove the bar up, that the weight was still accelerating. So I know I've got 14 and 15 in me again. It's just a matter of reps, and that's what I'll be focusing on for the next little while.
All right.
No problem. I've always noticed, I watched
Top of the order.
And we finished off the day with the premier event in the Highland Games, the world-famous caber toss. And this was a very tough caber. It was 20 feet and 95 pounds, and there was not much taper. The balance point was not right in the center, but it definitely wasn't very top-heavy. At least I didn't think so anyway. A lot of us had trouble with it, and the best that I could do was 45 degrees. If you don't turn the caber, if it doesn't break 90, then you get a degree score. So my 45 degrees was good for 4th place.
Things just got interesting. Women's weight over bar.
All right, guys, so that was my little recap of the Perth-Andover gathering of the Scots. And I want to thank Dirk and Tina Bishop for having me and for giving us a place to throw in these crazy days. And hopefully next year things are back to normal, because that entire area on a normal Highland Games would be packed with spectators, dancers, pipers and pipe bands, vendors, clan tents, other forms of entertainment. The energy at a Highland Games is incredible. So I can't wait for things to get back to normal again. I ended up finishing 5th. So we had 5 guys, so you know what that means. I finished last, but I was 1 point behind RJ Forbes, so congrats to RJ. He threw great all day. And so did the other guys, of course, Danny Frame and Scott McHugh and Jason Baines, who are incredible throwers. And it was great seeing everybody, and I can't wait for next year. So hopefully we'll have one more Highland Games in September. If not, then I have one in Debert, Nova Scotia, coming up on October 3rd. So there's definitely one more. So I'm looking forward to that. And with that, stay tuned for episode 67 of The Ways.